Hello students. So students, in the previous class in this chapter, that is life processes, we were talking about that of the conductive tissues. And in this conductive tissues, we had discussed xylem and that of the fluid students. If we talk about the xylem, so we have seen that basically the xylem is what which involves xylem vessels and tracheates. The role of the xylem vessel, the role of the trachea is that it helps in transporting the water and mineral from one to the other. And this will continue till the water reaches to the leaves. Then if we talk about the food and how the food reaches to each and every part of the cell, each and every part of the body. So for that, another conductive tissue is responsible, and that another conductive tissue is sieve tubes. We have seen that in the structure of the sieve tube basically consisting of the sieve tubes as well as companion cell is there. When you look at the structure of the sieve tube student, we have seen the sieve tubes. Basically, it is consisting of that of the cytoplasm in it, and the sieve tubes they are connected or attached to the other sieve tube end to end, but here the end are actually perforated. It means there are holes are presented at every end, and due to which we can see that it will called as a sieve plate, where the holes are present, where the perforation of the plates are present. Cytoplasm is present, and due to which we can say that it is a living conductive tissue. If we look at that of the companion cell, so we will find that companion cell basically consisting of the nucleus in it, as well as cytoplasm is also present in it. So we can also say that companion cell is what? It is also a living tissue. Now the companion cell, what is its role? So it basically helps in providing the requirement for that of the sieve tubes. So this is how the food gets transported from that of the one sieve tube to the other. We have seen that how the transportation occurs. So with the help of the ATP, when the food reaches to that of the sieve tube, due to which the pressure increases, so it will reaches to that part, to each part where the pressure is less. So this is how the food gets transported from one to other. Moving on, and we will see now the next which happens with us, and we were talking about that of the blood students, and we have seen that blood is what basically it is divided into four, and means it consisting of the four things in it, and that is plasma, red blood cell is there, white blood cell is there, and platelets are there. If you see that of the plasma, so plasma is what? It is a colorless pale liquid, pale yellow liquid, which consisting of, in which the RBCs, the WBCs and the platelets used to flow. So we can say here that plasma is what? Which is responsible for carrying the dissolved things, which is carried, it is responsible to carry the hormones, waste material, even the food material from one place to another. So let us start with that of the plasma. So we will write here the first point here, that is the fluid part or the liquid part. The liquid part of the blood is called plasma. The liquid part, or we can say the fluid part, is called as the plasma students. So plasma is what? Colorless liquid. It is a colorless liquid which basically consisting of a 90% of water. Consisting 90% of water in it. Now the plasma also contains the dissolved materials. Plasma also contains dissolved substances. Such as dissolved substances such as proteins, digested food, common salt, waste products, common salt, waste products like CO2 is there, urea and hormone. So basically they consisting of the dissolved substances which includes the proteins, which include the digested food, which include the common salt, as well as the waste product and hormones is also carried with the help of the plasma, students. Okay, now the plasma, what is its role? That the substances are dissolved here, so it helps in carrying the substance from one part to another. Now not only this, but it basically help in carrying the cells also, which includes the RBC, which includes the WBC, as well as the platelets in it. So this is how the function of that of the plasma, students. Let us see the another component of the blood, that is RBC. That is RBCs. Now let us see that what are the role of the RBCs, students. You see, it is called as red blood cells. Why it is called as a red blood cell? Because it is red in color. And the reason that it is red in color is because of a pigment present in it that is called as the hemoglobin. So the first point that we will write here, it is red blood cell is red in color due to the pigment present in it called as hemoglobin. Okay, so it is because of the pigment which is present in it called as hemoglobin is responsible for giving red color to that of the blood. Now, is there another function of the hemoglobin? Yes. It used to combine with that of the oxygen and becomes oxyhemoglobin, and this oxygen will be carried to all the part of the cells of the body, students. So, it is the hemoglobin through which It is the hemoglobin through which the oxygen combines, and provide to each and every part of the cell. Each and every part of the cell. So this is one of the function of the red blood cells. There is another thing, students, that this RBC also carries some of the carbon dioxide along with it, and then back to that of the lungs, while all other will carried by that of the plasma. Okay, while some of them will be carried by that of the hemoglobin, that is with that of the red blood cells. Now, when you look at the red blood cells, it is circular in shape and it does not consisting of a nuclei. Because of that, it does not consisting of the nuclei, its lifespan is quite short. Okay, so its lifespan is for about 4 months, students. So we can write it here, that is, red blood cells are circular in shape. It is circular in shape. It is basically circular in shape and do not have nuclei. So it is circular in shape as well as it do not have a nuclei in it. And because of that, they can live only for 4 months. Because of absence of it can live for 4 months. Okay, because of the absence of a nuclei, it can live for 4 months only. Okay, now when we look at the red blood cell, students, that is, when we talk about their lifespan, students, so we will find here that it is estimated that about 3 million of red blood cells dies every day. And 4 types of blood cells, it also made up in our body on the same day, means every day also. So if a person is donating the blood, then he will get recovered even within the day or within a week. The red blood cells will be, the person will again be ready after a month to give the blood, because the red blood cells, it will die every day, and it will the 4 times of that red blood cells is also made up in the body itself. So it is quite good, it is harmless to donate blood to a other person. Moving on, and we will see the another kind of a cell which is present in that of the blood, and that is called as WBC, which we also call as white blood cells. WBC. WBC is called as a white blood cells. What is the role of the WBC? Basically, it helps in fighting the infection and hence protect the body from diseases. it fight against any kind of infection that can harm our body, and also it help in protecting our body from the diseases, students. Now, not only this, students, see here, that is so question arises here that how it help in fighting with the infection or protecting our body from diseases. So basically, it helps whenever a foreign antigens enter into our body. So either it used to kill by eating that germ, or it used to start producing a chemical substance that is called as antibodies, and these antibodies help in fighting with that particular disease and thus providing immunity to our body. And because of this property, they are also called as the soldiers of our body. So we can say that it is because since a foreign infection, foreign antigen, or when an antigen attack, then either WBCs eat the germs and kill them, or eat the germs and kill them, or produces antibodies with which helps in fighting against that particular disease. And because of that, they are called as the soldiers of our body, students. When you look at the structure of the WBC, you will find that either it is spherical in shape or it is irregular in shape. Like we have seen in case of our RBCs that there are no nucleuses present, but in case of a WBC, yes, nucleus is present, but the nucleus also varies with the shape. Okay, so we can write it here that WBC, it is generally, or we can say it is either spherical in shape or irregular. Okay, irregular in shape. Also consisting of a nucleus. When you look at the the number, students, you will find that the number of a WBC is more as compared to that of the number of a RBC is more as compared to that of the WBC. Also consisting of a nuclei which varies in shape. Okay, so this nucleus which is present in it is different in different WBC. Totally depends on different shapes are there. Okay, so this is all about that of the WBC. So the most important function of the WBC that it helps in protecting our body. Let us see the another one, and that we call as the platelets. What is the role of the platelets in our body? I hope you have understood the role of the WBC in our body. When we look at the platelets, basically it help in coagulating of the coagulation of the blood. It means it help in clotting of the blood. So we can say here that these are what? These are the tiny fragments of special cells formed in the bone marrow. So these are the platelets which basically formed in that of the bone marrow. And what is its role, students? Okay, one more thing is there, like RBC, they are also not having the nuclei. So they do not have nuclei. Another one, that is its function, that it helps in coagulation of blood. Platelets help in coagulation of blood. Coagulation of blood means, students, in the clotting of the blood. So it helps in coagulation or the clotting of the blood when in a cut or wound. So whenever a person get a wound, or if the blood start coming out due to a cut, then the platelets become active, and they used to form. They start coagulating that of the blood, or we can say they start helping the blood to clot, and due to which the bleeding stops, and finally it will not cause a major problem to the person. Okay, so here when a cut happens, the blood, you have seen that it becomes semi-solid at the wound, and after a period of a time you will find that the bleeding stops. So it is because of this platelets only. Okay, now when you look at overall that of the blood cell, students, so basically these blood cells are made in the bone marrow, and the cell that is called as the stem cells, where the formation of these cells occur. So we can write it here that all the blood cells are made in bone marrow, from the cells called stem cells. Okay, so basically it is made in the bone marrow, which we call as the stem cell. So this is all about the blood and its component. Now by this, student, we have seen here that what are the different function of the blood in our body, means why blood is important for us. So we have seen the components of the blood, students, what is there. So let us see the functions of the blood, students. Functions of blood. So you see the important functions. So the first function, which is really very important for the blood, we can say that it used to carry the oxygen By combining with that of the hemoglobin, it will form oxyhemoglobin, which reaches to each and every part of the cell. That is really important for the survival of a living organism. So we can say here that blood carries oxygen to each and every part of the body. Second one is that not only this, it used to carry the carbon dioxide from that of the different part of the body to the lungs, from where it will get expelled out through our lungs to outside. So blood carries carbon dioxide. It carries the carbon dioxide, which it carries the carbon dioxide from the different parts of the body, from the different parts of the body to lungs. So it not only used to carry the oxygen, but it used to carry the carbon dioxide from the body to the lungs also. Then the next one, that it used to carry the digested food. You see students, that the digested food should reach to each and every cell, like as we have seen in case of oxygen, because in the cell, in the mitochondria, breakdown of the glucose, breakdown of the food happen with the oxygen, and due to which the energy is released. So we can say that the oxygen and the transportation of the food with the help of the blood is really an important part done by that of the blood itself. So we can say that blood carries food from carries the food to different part, digested food to different part of the body. Okay, so this is the third function. Fourth function, it also used to carry the hormones to the target area. So not only responsible for carrying the food, we know that the plasma used to carry the hormones also. Okay, so carries hormones to the different part of the body. Okay, it used to carry the hormones to the different target area, to the different parts of the body. Now, blood, not only this, but it used to carry the waste material also, and throughout it, through our bodies, it used to carry the urea. Okay, blood carries urea from the liver to kidney, from the liver to the kidney, so that it will get excreted out. Okay. Now, blood also help in the protection. We know that WBC used to release the antibodies which help in killing the microbes which can cause disease to us. So we can say here that it protects us by forming antibodies. Okay, protect us by forming antibodies which fight with infections, fight with joules. Okay. So these are what students, these are the different functions of the blood.